My dear friend, as you are well aware that we are describing the lost paradise Kashmir due to the GOONISM of the Islam. In fact, the Islam is a GOONISM or the dictatorship throughout the world. And Islam has devastated so many countries as the Syria, Iraq, Iran, and so many Arabian countries which were not the Islamic majority countries or the Muslim majority countries. They were the countries of the Jews, Zoroastrians, Christians, and other ideology followers, but they were not the Muslims. But after the inception of the Muslim, which was created by so-called Muhammad as a misguided missile, the all destruction started in 610 AD, and this is why when the invaders of the Muslim goons or Muslim gundas came to India and invaded on the Hindus in the India, especially the Kashmir. The Kashmir was destructed or devastated by this Goonism, Islamic Goonism rather, which the first goon of the Islam was the so-called Sufi Saint Mir Ali Hamdani. So I will I will describe in this video the ingratitude of the Muslim kings and the Muslims in contest of the Kashmir. Several things, temples were more than 50,000 small and big temples were destructed by from 14th centuries to till date in Kashmir, but Mehbooba Mufti, Farooq Abdullah, Mir and other Muslim leaders of the Kashmir never condemned these attacks. All Muslims, men or women kidnapped, they were realized they were realized under the conspiracy in lieu of Islamic Jihad or the terrorism, and they were released. Some instances as brother-in-law of the Ghulam Nabi Azad, a senior Congress leader and brother-in-law, was kidnapped in Jammu and Kashmir in January 1992, and 3 terrorists or activists were released of Tasadduq Dev on January 17, 1992. Naida Soj kidnapping. Naida Soj, the daughter of the Saifuddin Soj, was kidnapped on 27th February 1991 by Ikhwan ul Muslims in Srinagar. She was released on 21st August 1991 in lieu of the 3 terrorists. The released militants, including Javed Sahla, men accused in the kidnapping and the murder cases of the Kashmir University Vice Chairman Mr. Musa ul Halq and the HMT General Manager H.L. Khera in 1990. Kidnapping of the Mir Nasirullah. Mir Nasirullah, son of the former Jammu and Kashmir Minister G.M. Mir Lazasan, A.K. Dhar, scientist, and the T.K. Rana, retired Deputy Commissioner, abducted in the March 1992. 7 more terrorists were released to seek the release of 3 persons. Kidnapping of the Ghulam Rasul Kar, son-in-law. This kidnapping was one of the dated 24th February 1992 Additional Chief Secretary Sheikh Ghulam Rasul and Dr. Mustafa Aslam, son-in-law of the Ghulam Rasul Kar and the Ghulam Hassan Zia, Assistant Station Director of All India Radio in April 1992. It is not known how the government made their release possibilities. Rubia Said case. Just 6 days earlier, Mufti Sahib had taken the charge as the first Kashmiri Muslim Home Minister in VP government, Vishwanath Pratap Singh government. At the same time, the Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front, Asfaq Mazid Wani, wanted to do something spectacular in Kashmir Valley. Previously, they wanted to kidnap the son of Mufti Said, but later on, plan had been changed on 8 December 1989. Around 3 p.m., Rubia Said was kidnapping from bus by Wani and others who were following in car around 5:30 p.m. Top Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front leader Javed Mir called up Kashmir Times and released the news of the abduction of the Dr. Rubia Said after 122 hours in captivity against the wish of the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Dr. Farooq Abdullah. 5 top terrorists were released for Rubia. It is very amazing. Release of the Kashmiri Muslim leaders' relative gave the free passage to the terrorists. Further killing of innocent citizens, especially Hindus in Kashmir Valley. Frustration among Islamic terrorists. This is the main cause or the Islamic terrorism, though they are the fighting for Nizam-e-Mustafa. But many terrorists know that the Vedic religion and culture is far better than to den culture of the kill the kafirs. Or earth is not moving but static, seven skies, etc. It is not authenticated at any cost. This is why they are frustrated in their minds and doing who and cry and force suppress the reality and the logics. How it is possible, Ghazwa Hind, when basic concepts or the concept is not up to mark? Terrorists are well aware of this fact that they will do nothing against Indian army in Jammu and Kashmir, but due to the ego, they are continue and lost their lives without any aim. They should know their forefathers were also Hindus in past and were converted with acute torture and brutality. They should feel the pain of their forefathers and the women. Those were molested by Islam as they were Hindus, Buddhists in Jammu and Kashmir after spreading the Islam in Jammu and Kashmir, not with peace but with brutality. The glimpse of this brutality we are seeing since 1986 to till date. These terrorists so brainwashed people that they do not know what they are doing against Kashmir and ruined the Kashmir by the help of the Pakistan army and the ISI, interstate services intelligence. Pakistan is that the country where almost 90.99 population is converted from Hindus. Their forefathers were Hindus and they know this fact. But abusing Hindus, this is the great stupidity. If we are ignoring our genealogy, these converted Muslims should respect that due to Hindus, our forefathers' religion is still Vedic religion. So these people know the real fact and should respect their forefather religion, which is more authentic and pro non-violence. These converted Muslims should proud on Hindus not abusing them, and there is no need to fight with Hindus not abusing them. And there is no need to fight with Hindus because concept of Ghazwa Hind is only air song or the means false singing as air in whistle. But this is not song and wasting your energy and lives. Muslims should live in the real world with this fact that the earth is moving, not suitable or aesthetic, and this is not suitable, and this is 20th century, not to 610 AD. That is the 7th century when this Islamic goon was born, as so proclaimed Prophet Muhammad. Converted Muslims and the terrorism in Kashmir along with whole India. We all of us know that the Southeast Asians and the other areas of the population, Muslims converted from Hindus, Buddhists. When whole population was Hindu, all Islam came to India, including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan. Whole population was Hindu dominated. So Islam spread it by violence with the help of the sword, or we can say by force. Though Hindus fought with bravely, but some cowards Hindu compelled to convert in Islam. The less percentage was Hindus who embraced Islam due to the greed or by own will, because even single Hindu will not believe that earth is flat or as a bedsheet cover like. And Allah made mountains as a weight for this earth to avoid any blown up earth in heavy wind or the cyclone. No Hindu will follow this, that earth is static and sun is moving around the earth. There is no question arise for greed. Because Hindus were well-to-do, this is why Arabs, Turks, Uzbeks, Mongol attacked on the India for robbery, for the wealth of the temples and from other places. In the real sense, we can say that all Muslims were invaders who came to India to rob the wealth of the India or Indian subcontinent. These Muslim kings gave only two options: either embraced Islam to or death. Compelled Hindus or weak Hindus were compelled to embrace Islam, and after embrace the Islam, they were benefited with wealth. So even a single Hindu did not convert into Islam for greed, but due to the fear of killing only. Second part of this was the brave Hindus. Their descendants now Hindu all over the world, including Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, and Indonesia. These brave Hindus always fought with brave against these Muslim invaders, and they still fighting for their religion. Because Islam is a group of the robbers, killers, and the rapists, and the Prophet Muhammad was the ally in fighting in converted Muslims and Hindus. Now ex-Hindus, brethren, converted Muslims, and the Vedic Sanatani Hindu, Jain, Sikh and Buddhist are fighting those ex-Muslims. Even many of them are brainwashed by the doctrine of Islam against so-called kafirs, or are fighting our Hindu brethren who never converted to Islam by any fear, and still they are Hindus. Mean both are brethren, but due to the only embraced Islam, they are killing the Hindus as kafir. Whenever their forefathers were Hindus, means this is the great irony that they are killing the Hindus in the name of the Ghazwa Hind, by which their forefathers were killed. It is very tragic when any Hindu convert as Christian, though Hindu only due to the lack of the knowledge of the Vedic religion, and the Christians occasionally celebrate Changai Sabha for healing program or so-called patient without medicine. With this fact, Christian machineries construct many hospitals in India. If we can cure with healing touch with so-called holy water, then this water may be distributed in all patients, then all population will be converted into Christianity. But this is not correct, because the false patients were treated under conspiracy. You can be see the video of YouTube how these party priests are befooling the Hindus to convert them. A pastor who is now came is Vedic Dharma, as Garvapsi told. All his cunningness of the missionaries, if Vatican City or any Christian will change it, it will give you all proofs to concerning authorities. But when a Hindu converted into Islam by nature, he became violent and hostile and radicalized against own Hindu brethren due to the only Quranic verses against Kafirs. This is an irony with Islam. Either embraced Islam, otherwise ready up to die. One verse of the Quran, 532, Al-Maida, state killing of the any human is the killing of the whole humanity. Whenever 533 states kill them who do not know, believe in Quran. For Rasuls or the prophets as Moses, David, Jesus and the Christ and the Muhammad. What is this controversy that one verse state killing the kafirs, another verse state even single killing is just like all human killing? Then this verse only for the Christians, not for all the world. And this verse was stolen by Muhammad from the book of the Judaism, that is known the Torah. Why this Allah paranoid in this fact and also confuse the whole Muslims? So this type notification kill the kafirs. This creates confusion even our Muslim brethren whose forefathers were Hindus, but after radicalized or converted to Islam, abusing Hindus and the slaughtering the Hindus in Kashmir as they are not human beings. If any God, Allah, Yahweh or Jehovah, Paramatma, Ishwar says against any religion perfectly, he is not God. Although God Almighty is only one and cannot be distributed on the basis of the religion of the cult. That Allah says that kafirs cannot go to heaven or Jannah. They will certainly go to hell or Jahannam. This is not work of God, and God never will say that kill the animals in the name of the sacrifice. There is no evidence, authentication of such that were divided by me in Kafirs and the Muslims, because God even not that described the rivers and other mountains that are exist outside the Arabs. So God was so innocent that God did not know whole world. The Allah was so innocent and only limited to Arab and the Arabic language, as Quran written in the Arabic language. Reason of the kafirs for non-Muslim in the Quran. This is clear that if we have to superior to others, then it is not avoidable to degrade anyone. So first Allah and the Prophet Muhammad Sahib declared that those people do not follow Quran, Rasul, angel will go to hell or Jahannam, as preached by the Quranic verses, because this human nature to show himself as a greater than any one other person or the superior. And innocent people are the first victims of this doctrine of the hell and the heaven. Means these people are so innocent that they always run in the same way of the crowd. This has happened at the time of origin of Islam. People were following the Islam rapidly due to the Jannat and the Jahannam and the stupidity, the ignorance of the people who do not know that there is no Allah. And this prophet is a perfect killer, rapist or the robber. And many intellectuals were also adopting this new cult and increasing the number of Islamic followers. After that, we had to confirm that even a single comma or word cannot be changeable in this book, that is the Quran. However, wrong and the right, but a new verse came into existence when Prophet Muhammad saw the wife of his adopted son change the dress. Then he wanted to marry the wife of his adopted son. Means a full verse could be had for their appeasement, sexual appeasement, or fulfill the lust, but short verse cannot be changed against the kafirs. This is cruelty of the Allah and his Prophet against non-Muslims. After all, teaching of the Quran has divided the world into parts, the Kafirs or the non-Muslims and the Muslims. And the Quranic verses preach that Mu'mins are superior to everybody and non-Muslim Kafirs are the perfect for killing because they do not respect the Quran and the Prophet. This concept is not true that Kafirs do not respect Quran. If they not respect Quran, that they never disrespect the Quran in this world history. So when Hindus were converted to Islam by force, they adopted the old teaching of the Quran and ultimately converted Muslims started the war against Hindus. Though both forefathers were Hindu in the past, this brainwashing by the Quranic verses created an atmosphere of the hatred and the violence. This is the cause of terrorism, Jammu and Kashmir, even whole world. So people converted regularly in Islam in Indian subcontinent, including Indonesia and the Malaysia. Dr. Joker Nalaik, or real name is the Dr. Zakir Naik, although he is a physician or doctor in medical profession, but he is even did not know even single concept of the Vedas, but always try to degrade Vedic culture and religion and provoke the converted Muslim against Vedic religion. Maulanas and the other clerics who are radicalized also provoking the Muslim youth that you are the superior race and the Kafirs are the cowards and one Mu'min is equal to 10 Kafirs. It is very amazing that suppose I am a Hindu and immediately I embrace Islam, that same way I offer the Salat, Namaz and Zakat after reading Quran, it is possible that I will be 10 times powerful to cause Kafir. This is how much illogical and unbelievable thought. This is the totally false and the baseless and the misguide the Muslims. These are the superlatives of the Quranic verses. By following this, our Muslims, which are converted from Hindus, try to attack on non-Muslims. Government itself not clear in this contest. If anybody says these two facts, they are indulging in the appeasement of the Muslim minority of the India, which enhance the moral of the radicalized Islamic jihadist movement in Kashmir through BJP. Though BJP government handled this problem strictly, if you have no respect to India, go away where from India and settle down there. Why you are polluting the social environment? And a single Muslim, if he is the true Muslim, he will pollute the peace and harmony of that area. Those Hindus convert into Islam in the Islamic kingdom in India only due to fear, and those are still Hindus forefathers did not convert to Islam. Such type of Hindus forefathers were rarely brave, fearless, and the vulnerable because they had self-respect to their religion, culture. They kept their self-respect to their religion and culture. They kept their self-respect, did not against their souls, really. The verse Superman says the Maharana Pratapji, Chhatrapati Shivaji, Guru Gobind Singh, Hari Singh Nalwa, Jirajaram, Sinsarwar, and the many others. It is not possible that those are still Hindus in Indian subcontinent are afraid of these radicalized converted Muslims. As Hafiz Said, Masood Azhar, these all are the descendant of the Hindus forefathers and trying to kill Hindu brethren. Hindus are very much brave community if they are united. These all converted Muslims have every caste including Rajputs as Muslim Rajput, Gurjar and Muslim Gurjar, Ahir as Ghosi Muslim, Hindu Gadri as Muslim Gaddi. So every caste converted to Islam, so it is clear that every person of in caste is not brave. In Rajput, the Amir kingdom always give their daughter to Mughals. Only fear of their vested interest. On the other side, Rana of Udaipur, Chittorgarh, or as a state of the Mewar, their Maharana of Mewar was always brave against the Muslim kings and never compromised of the self-respect. The phenomena of the martial race was only divided the Hindus and rule because British know the earlier Mughals also did the same. These radicalized Islamic terrorists has a great misunderstanding that this is the 7th century, now this is the 21st century, and there is no chance for spreading Islam, and there is no chance for spreading Islam in the whole world in this time when people are going to convert as atheist or as Muslim to seeing the logical facts of any caste of religion. So imagination of the Gajwa Hind is only the great misunderstanding, even great stupidity. Zaid Ahmed and Hafiz Said type full of the persons are provoking the innocent Muslims for terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. India has more than 100 billion bullets for such type of the terrorism. All converted Muslim in India or the Southeast and the South Asia are the descendant of the Hindus, and the DNA is the same for all inhabitants in the region. So what if many of them convert to Islam? Power is genetic material, and it is has proven fact that vegetarians are healthier than non-vegetarians. Gladiators were the Romans, and their diet was pure vegetarians. According to an analysis of the bones from the cemetery where the arena fighters were buried, gladiators' food was wheat, barley, and the maize and the beans, and this echoed the contemporary team for gladiators as they barely men as the barley man. So even Afghanistan to Indonesia is the land of the Vedic religion and culture. If the stupid Hafiz Saeed, Masood Azhar and Yasin Malik Mehbooba Mufti want that Kashmir may be separated as a sovereign state under the control of India, having its own flag, this Kori man was Farooq Abdullah. Now these people are trying to reach us, that Kashmiri people are trying to teach us that Kashmir is the only for the Kashmiri people. So read the history. Iran border to Indonesia is the land of Hindus. So new question arises to vacate Kashmir, land of Kashtaprisi, a religious land people of the Vedic culture and religion. These people only fighting for Muslims and the violent doctrine of Islam, not for Hindus. Other Kashmiri Hindus are not out of this struggle because Hindus of Kashmir, even Bakarwal and Gujar, which are 100% converted Muslim from Vedic religion, are with India. These converted Muslim in the area has only 900 years old history. Before this, these forefathers were the Hindus. So this is our duty to respect our forefathers also. It may be possible forefathers of the converted Muslim had also sacrificed their life against bloodthirsty sword of Islam, being kafirs at that time. So these converted people must think Hindus are the brethren of these radicalized people who are now deviating their path due to the violent doctrine of the Islam, who never allows to kafir as humanitarian ground. They are also the human being. So this is the message to the all the Muslims and the non-Muslims, that the Muslims are following the path of the treacherousness, path of the robbery, path of the killings, path of the inhuman values, and the Muhammad was the certified goon of this world and most dangerous goon, most dangerous dreadful criminal of this world. Thank you very much.